Hey, this is Ramon Ray, editor of Smart Hustle Magazine, and we're here today in the beautiful New York City talking to Jamie Domenici of Salesforce, Vice President, I believe?
You got it.
Of Salesforce Small Business, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, like the one or two people, maybe in the world, maybe one or two people who don't know what Salesforce is, give us a summary of what Salesforce is and why is so many people talking about it.
Absolutely. Well, Salesforce is all about the customer success platform.
Okay.
So we're helping companies connect to their customers through sales, service, marketing, IT, and helping them to get closer, understand who they're selling to, who they're marketing
Why
to.
is it so important to get closer to their customers? Is that a problem that you find many small businesses that they're not close enough, or they don't understand them? Is that?
Well, let me put it a different way. I think the companies that are winning are the customers that know the companies that know their customers. Gartner actually said recently that the next wave is going to be the companies that win are going to be fighting not just to close a deal, but to own the customer experience, and that's from start to finish, right? So it's not just when you meet them; it's how you win them and keep them throughout the entire journey.
Right, and I want to dive into that. If I forget, please remind me to dive into that.
I will remind you.
Before we get into that, though, help us understand why CRM. First, I'd be curious how you define it. I mean, customer relationships management. I think we all know those three terms. I often like to say small businesses can be like Amazon.com. That's just my kind of how it, buy this, do this, and all kind of cool stuff. But what is CRM? And I think one thing I find the biggest competitors of all companies is Excel or doing nothing. All software companies, either one of those two things. But with those 400 questions I just asked you, can you
let me take it back. Okay.
So what is CRM? Let's start there.
CRM. Okay. So what is CRM? You said it. It's customer relationship management. They're like, what does that mean, really? That just means tools to help you connect to your customers. And usually, most commonly, it's through sales, service, and marketing. Right. And so let me give you an example of how Salesforce helps you CRM. How would that help a small business? So it goes back to that customer life cycle. First, you have to find your customers. So with Salesforce, we have marketing automation, which helps you as a small business, right? Usually you have one marketer and sometimes one sales, and sometimes you're the same person, right?
That's
so me. So you know. So how do you find more people? You have to have the ability to send emails, do nurture tracks so you can actually follow up with people. And then once you get those leads, let's say you have a great day, you get a ton of leads, you actually need to be able to surface the ones that are good. Right? So that's how Salesforce and CRM can help you find customers. And once you find them, you got to win them. Right? You got to win them over. And that's how CRM can help you with Sales Cloud, which is Salesforce's original product, if you will, and it's the world's #1 CRM. So that is going to help you to log all your customer information. So if somebody comes to you through a lead, you can actually see how they got there. Every time you talk to them, you can log that information. So if you come back a year later, you actually know them because you've written it down in a place that everyone in your company can access.
And my buddy Gene Marks says CRM, make sure that nobody's dumb in your company. I don't know, that's, meaning, is that kind of, you may not use those words, but so that the three people.
I like to stay positive, so I'd say making you smarter.
I said that.
He said
Jamie
dumb,
didn't say
I said smarter.
Okay, so find,
win, keep.
I
think this is one of the things that is so important for small businesses. Because 65% of small businesses' customers, their business comes from existing customers.
Absolutely.
So you got to keep your people happy, right? And to be able to do that, you have to actually log information, right? When someone calls, you need to write it down. If they call again, you need to know that, right? Because that's not going to be a happy person. But also, you want to give customers the ability to self-serve, right? If they have a problem, they want to be able to look at your knowledge base, or they want to look at articles, find help. That's all done through customer service. And at Salesforce, we have desk.com, which is get going quickly, out of the box, up and running, out immediately, and you can instantly start providing support and service to your customers.
Got it. Let's talk about some of the best practices. You guys have a zillion customers. My words, not Jamie's, but I use superlatives. A gazillion customers. So if you could, in any best practices, if you think of a case study or anything about what it means to find, and not necessarily using Salesforce per se, but just generically, how do you find, educating our small business audience, how do you win when you're in the win stage, and how do you keep? You don't have to say all of them, but give us some tips.
Let me give you a story. Let me give you a good story. Okay, Dot and Bow. Are you familiar with Dot and Bow? Do you know? Have you bought
the name.
So Dot and Bow sells furniture for everybody who doesn't know out there. And their CEO had a great idea. He said, instead of just selling you a chair, right, go onto an go on a website, look at a chair, he actually put a chair in a room. And so then you see this beautifully decorated room and you think, oh my God, I love that room. I love that chair. I want that chair. So this was his idea. He put it out there, kind of revolutionized the way that people were looking at furniture. And what happened is amazing. It worked. It was a great idea. But every single inquiry that he got went to his inbox. Right? He was just using email.
Yes.
So into his inbox. And well, it was great that it worked. It was bad because he had no way to facilitate that. So he was trying to manage emails. He actually switched over to desk.com. And then he was able to put every single inquiry into desk.com, into Salesforce. And from there, he had a queue. He could see exactly who was asking questions, what they were looking at. He could see if they've looked at
going to this, is hitting the win stage kind of ish.
It was winning and keeping though, because then he was able to actually provide support in a timely manner. Like if you like a chair and someone doesn't get back to you for a week, you're going to forget about that chair, or you're going to go find someone else with the chair. But so by implementing CRM, he had the ability to actually see what his customers wanted, know when they wanted it, and provide instant feedback. And therefore, if you want to know what happened,
I would like to, please.
Something amazing.
Please tell us what happened.
In 2 years, Donbo's revenues grew 17x.
That's a lot.
Yeah, a lot. Okay. And so just this ability to make the small business's life easier, right? By putting things in a system.
Easy is a good one too.
Easier, right? And not only easier, but smarter, right? Spend less time wading through emails or sorting through Excel. Have all of your customer information in one place, and then you can spend more time actually talking to the customer.
And in fairness, Jamie, to Excel, to Excel, is that it's the easiest thing to use. Meaning, whether it's Salesforce and all these other CRM tools and et cetera, all of us probably secretly use Excel every now and then when we get fresh, because it's easy. Meaning it's the easiest. It's like a 3M sticky note, or me using a notepad instead of why are you not using an iPad or a Surface, because it's there. So I think that's the challenge, I would say, of vendors. How can we make our products as easy as possible with all the complexity they have? Like people say Word, it has a zillion features, it's superlative, but people only use 3% of it.
Think about what's the problem with Excel, is you have to send the Excel. Like if you have 2 employees, then you're sending Excel back and forth. And let's say you have a lot of numbers, one person edits them, one person edits them, there's no way to collaborate. So I love Excel. I'm not going to, I'm not saying anything about Excel, but I am saying there's a necessity. Excel serves a function, but then you need to expand. And as your company grows and scales, which I think is so important to small businesses right now, actually in Inc. 500, they listed their top 500 companies. And when they asked every CEO, what matters to you this year of your small business? And do you know what 87% of them said?
What's that?
Scaling.
Oh, absolutely.
I want to scale.
Yeah.
I want to grow.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that's really important. And one of my tips for anyone who's starting a business or growing a business is think about how to solve for today, but then grow into tomorrow.
I like that.
I think that's really important.
Tweetable. Think about how to solve for today and then grow to tomorrow.
And then grow into tomorrow. I think that's really important. And a lot of entrepreneurs, we have a problem immediately. Like, oh my gosh, I need leads. So I'm going to solve that. But what happens if you solve that and then the next day you solve a different problem and a different problem and you end up with all these different systems, it becomes really complex. So you need to pick a system that can grow with you. Got
it. No, for sure. And can you help us walk us through some of the products Salesforce have? I know when I hear the word Salesforce, I think of Salesforce, but you mentioned Desk or Desk.com, Sales Cloud, other things.
Sure.
Regarding to small businesses, educators, there's Salesforce and there's different platforms or products. How does that work?
Everything is Salesforce one. So I think anytime you talk to anybody, anyone will help you figure out what you need, when, and where, and we'll work to build out what the right solutions are for you. But if I was to say, what are the most important things to small businesses? One is Pardot is a great marketing automation tool. If you have a marketing department, you usually have a lean marketing department, and Pardot will help scale that group. So that's our marketing automation. And then we have Relate IQ, which is now Salesforce IQ. And it's a small business CRM. It is great for anybody who is looking for customer relationship management, out of the box, up and running, same day. But at Salesforce, we grow with you. So we have solutions that fit any size company with any size needs. So we have our Sales Cloud, which is our #1 CRM product. And that's where you're going to bring in business processes.
Got it.
So it's at that point where you want to know your customer, capture information, but you also, you need to see your pipeline. You need to see what's happening and actually start making projections and forecasts. Sales Cloud's going to do that for you. And then we have CRM, we have customer support. And we have, again, 2 solutions, because there are the companies who are just getting started. They want something out of the box, up and running, fast, and that's our Desk.com solution. As you scale, as your customer support organization scales, you need to bring in more process. That's when we have Service Cloud. And all of this is built on the Salesforce platform. It is one place that will allow you to have everything in one view.
Right.
So you can always see what's happening with your customer in a 360-degree view.
Got it. 360. I like that. So another thing, Jamie, help us understand the complexity of CRM overall.
Yeah.
I mean, whether you're using platform A, B, C, competitors or not, I think there's some things that you can do it yourself.
Yes.
Some things where you hire a consultant or a vendor to work with and do it. Can you help us understand what things you should do yourself, what things you should hire somebody?
Sure.
Is that a challenge?
2 things you should look for. Yeah, I think that's important to anybody who's starting, right? Well, one is, have you heard of this low-code, no-code revolution? I think this is really important for small businesses.
And low is always best, or no?
Yeah, no, right?
Yes.
You want to look for a technology and a solution that is a low-code solution where any of us, you don't have to be a developer or have a coding background, where you can actually set up a system yourself and get it up and running. So like Salesforce, we have Lightning, it's our new UI, and we have Lightning App Builder. Okay. So basically anyone can go build an app. And I think that's really important so you can empower yourself. 2, I think you need to be looking at, I use the house analogy. Okay. If you're going to build a house, and let's say you're kind of handy and you want to redo your bathroom, like if you're kind of handy.
Me, by the way. That's not me.
That's not
I mean, I can do it, but you'll tell when I do stuff because it looks like crap. I mean, you can tell when Ramon has done his house, it looks like Ramon did it.
Okay, so this is a good analogy. Well, I'm going to use Jamie, not Ramon. I'm a little bit handy.
Good, okay, good.
And if I need to retile the floor, let's say, like, I could probably figure that out, right? I would do that myself.
Cool.
But now if I'm going to go add on a story, there's no way I would do that myself, right? And you wouldn't, based on what you just told me. And it's at that stage where you're going to bring someone in to get it set up right for you. And I think it's the same with CRM. If you want to get started, you're going to be doing not simple, but like you kind of know what you need to do. I think anyone can get started with a solution. But if you're going to be building a framework that you're going to be expanding, you're going to be growing, I think that's when you bring in an expert to help you make sure that you start off right, and then you can go from there. You got to build the foundation there.
Or website design, I find that similar. I mean, you can use a Wix or a Squarespace or a number of other platforms, do it yourself. Sometimes you need to hire somebody to build a WordPress complex site or whatever it is. So,
I think it's about and I always think about getting started on the right foot is important. But I use that analogy, healthy gauge.
Okay. Can you help us understand? This is a political question, not like candidates, but it's political. Political question is help us understand. They're Salesforce, and there are another superlative, a zillion other competing platforms out there. Free, low cost, $9 a month, $10 a month. To more competing with you all, maybe a few hundred a month, depending on what you buy, the different flavors. As best you can, it's such a broad question. Can you help us understand? I talk to many small businesses, Ramon, where this is free. Oh, and then to make it more complicated, there's the email alone providers, Constant Contact, MailChimp, Campaigner, which I think are good depending on what you're doing. And many of them then are adding CRM, autoresponders. Right. It's confusing for many of us.
Yeah.
Anything you can shed light to help us, not necessarily picking Salesforce, but just how do you structure if you're talking to someone? How would you?
I look at the platform. Okay. I talk to a lot of small business owners myself, and like they say, I started with 1-point solution, and the next point solution, and the next point solution, and it was great. They all solved my problems, but then I had 10-point solutions, and they don't talk to each other, and that became really hard because you don't have one view of your customer. So at the end of the day, like it's all about connecting to your customer. So with Salesforce, with any technology, I think you need to look for a complete platform. You need to solve for today, but grow into tomorrow. And the Salesforce platform allows you to do that because it has everything in one place, and our technology stack is built out together. The other thing that I think is really important, Salesforce does this as well, is we have a multi-tenant structure. So that means we have 3 releases a year, and every release, it doesn't matter if you're a 3-person company or if you're a 3,000-person company, you're getting access to those updates immediately and seamlessly. So you're looking at the same thing, that our founder Mark Benioff is looking at, to the one-person, one-stop shop. Everybody has the same view and the same access to technology. And I think that's really important. It's sort of the democratization of updates and software is really key.
Anything, Jamie, I didn't ask you that you wanted to mention or talk about? I mean, I know there's a lot we can talk about with small businesses, and I have the time. But anything I didn't ask, anything you wanted to mention or talk about that I didn't mention?
I think that something else is really important for small businesses is this fact that we're all doing so much. Time is Achilles' heel, so there's no time to really stay up on trends.
Forget about it.
Right? No way. I'm just trying to get through the day. But if you look at it, trends can help us. So 2 years ago, mobile, huge trend.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I mean, what an incredible trend. Salesforce now is mobile first. Everything we do is built for your phone, so you could be taking a call on your way to software practice, closing a deal.
Right.
You know,
Absolutely.
that is really key. And I think the next trend, which will help small businesses, is actually AI. And so I know you're like, well, really? Does that apply to me?
Hey, yeah.
But I think that there is a lot of exciting stuff that's happening with artificial intelligence. Salesforce in particular, I think we have our eye on what's next, and I think that's next. And really looking at how you can take AI and help small businesses to work smarter, work faster, work easier, and
could
do
that
some
be
of the work in the
something?
background.
Jamie came to the store just now. She may want a pair of red jeans. I mean, can that be AI-ish or even more complicated, more cool than that?
When I think about AI, I think about things like your CRM system doing work for you without you even knowing.
Got it.
You know, and so it's more about making you, the business owner, more productive and spending less time on entering information in the system and more time out talking to customers. So a lot of cool things coming down the road on that area, and I think that this is going to have a huge impact for small businesses.
So this isn't like the locked room back in your office, like on a
Keep an eye
whiteboard
on
with
this
security
space.
there. I see. Wow.
Well, we have a lot. We have a big user conference coming up, and a lot of announcements in October around Dreamforce, and I think this is going to be something that's going to be really powerful.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Sneak peek.
Okay, I love it. Well, this has been Jamie. I'm going to try it now. Jamie Domenici?
You got it. That's fantastic.
All right.
Home run.
So this has been Jamie Domenici, Vice President of Small Business for Salesforce, and I'm Ramon Ray, editor of Smart Hustle Magazine.